Era il tempo migliore e il tempo peggiore.
It was the best of times.
It was the worst of times.
It was the age of wisdom.
It was the age of foolishness.
It was the epic of belief.
It was the epic of incredulity.
It was the season of light.
It was the season of darkness.
It was the spring of hope.
It was the winter of despair.
We have everything before us.
We had nothing before us.
We are all going direct to heaven.
We are going direct the other way. Happy birthday, Jumba!
Hello, Dr. Lipton, and happy birthday. This is Josh Goodman. The memory that I wanted to share is of you telling me a racist joke. When I was a kid, I was over at your house. I was with Chad. We were down in your basement, and I remember you coming down there, turning to me and asking, how long is a Chinaman's name? Or I guess stating it. And I would say, I don't know, how long? And you would look at me and you would say, correct. And then I would look back at you confused and say, what do you mean? And you would say, well, how long is a Chinaman's name? And I would say, I don't know, how long? And this went on, and then I remember you just walking away. You never explained the joke, and I was a kid, so I didn't get it. Several years later, like decades later, I was an adult doing whatever I was doing, and inexplicably, that memory came to mind, and I right away got the joke, and I laughed. And I thought of you. So thank you for that. Thank you for the laugh. And thank you for letting me be part of your family's life for so long. It's really been an honor. So I hope you have a great year. Take it easy, Howard. Dr. Lipton.
Hey there, Dr. Lipton. Happy 80th birthday. Fantastic news. Hope you have many more happy and healthy ones.
So, a grasshopper walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "Hey, you. We have a drink named after you." And the grasshopper stops, scratches his head for a second, and says, "You have a drink named Fred?" Okay, that's a really bad joke. But from one bad joke guy to another, Mr. Lipton, have the happiest of birthdays. And not only that, I want to thank you for opening up your doors when I needed a home. To you and Mrs. Lipton for being a second set of parents when I needed them. And one of my fondest memories, I don't know why, is whenever we were in your den watching TV and all of a sudden a commercial would come on, you would always turn down or mute the volume. But anyway, thank you for everything that you've done for me. Thank you for being you. Thank you for raising 3 great boys who I am very close with, especially Joey. And just want to say I love you guys and have the happiest of birthdays. Take care. Be well. Bye.
Say when.
When?
Happy birthday, Dr. Lipton.
Hey, Dr. Lipton, it's Easton Zucker. From all the amazing things my dad's told me about you, it sounds like you really stepped into his life as a father figure, so I thank you so much for that. Happy birthday, and here's to many more.
Happy birthday, Dr. Lipton.
What's your name again?
Luke.
Luke what?
Isaac Zucker.
All right, just checking. And who's that?
Scout.
All right.
Happy 80th, Mr. Lipton. I hope this year brings all the best. I just finished playing tennis, which I know your son and my dad did all the time, and I hope you have an amazing year.
Hey, Howard. Here's wishing you a very happy 80th birthday and many returns of the day. See you soon, buddy.
So we just got, no, we didn't just get finished. We just got finished hiking the pass, the Golden Staircase, which is over that way in America. Even though that's a Canadian flag, it's America on the other side. And then we're headed this way to Happy Camp in beautiful Canada. And yeah, hey there, happy birthday. And love you guys lots. And let's see, about Dr. Lipton. The one thing that I always admired and learned from Dr. Lipton was his intellectual curiosity. It was nonstop questioning about the world and teaching his kids about the world, and that was really special. So again, hope you guys have a great 80th birthday. Love you, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon. Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? You guys got to come for a visit. Happy birthday. Bye.
le cercle de la sagesse et de la folie.
Happy birthday, Howie.
And what do you normally call him?
Grandpa. Grandpa Howie. Grandpa Howie.
Say big kisses.
Big kisses. I appreciate.
Hi, Howard.
Greetings and happy birthday from down under.
We've just been thinking about the start of our friendship when you fell into the spa at the York a few years ago, which was a pretty subtle way of starting things up, and the great times we've had with you and Pam since then.
We also will never forget and really appreciate your intervention in helping Leela in her hour of need.
That turned out to be very important. Anyway, we wish you a happy birthday again. Have a great day, and we hope we can see you soon. Again, bye now.
Bye, happy birthday.
Greetings, Howard, and best birthday wishes from Jacksonville. This is not Lake Michigan, but this is the view from my living room. To honor your 80th milestone, we were asked to share our favorite memory of you. And it's been a hard choice, but from all the memories we've shared, the best revolve around 943 Sheridan and our wonderful discussions, finance, politics, everything. They were at the table, in the den, in the living room. Thank you for sharing your home, family, friends, and your great mind. Sending a major birthday hug and love, Faith.
Well, hi Pam and Howard, and happy birthday, Howard. I hope you have a great day. We think this is a great thing to do, and we've really enjoyed all your times coming to Down Under. You're sort of quasi-Australians now, and we loved our visit to your beautiful home in October in Chicago, and then you coming on our road trip to the Herbert Hoover Museum in beautiful Iowa, where politics, chatting politics at the Herbert Hoover Museum was a challenge, but anyway, you did it, and we had a great time. So we really hope you have a great birthday.
Yes, we really do hope you have a wonderful birthday. Greetings from Sydney.
Hi, Howard. Happy birthday. We are doing just fine. Els may be a little less than fine. The kids are fine. The grandkids are fine. And the Yankees are fine. You always ask me that. We wish you a wonderful, wonderful celebration for your 80th.
Howard, when you're 83, you have a lot to look forward to. Look what I have. Isn't this fun? But I haven't had any hips or knees or anything, so what the hell? Happy birthday.
Hello, Howard. Happy
birthday.
80 years. I just can't believe it. I actually have fossils in my fossil collection that are younger than that. That's a lot of years. However, you've accomplished so much in these years. You've built a wonderful family.
Yes.
You've had an exalted career. You've developed keen political opinions. It goes on and on and on. And you've created a lot of memories. An awful lot of those memories for us, of course, are at your dining room table in your lovely home with you and your lovely bride, Pam. Thank you so much for all those memories. We love you, and we want you to continue to, and we know you've had a tough year, so we want you to continue to improve your agility. You should be nimble and quick. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Foi a época da crença. Foi a época da incredulidade.
Hey Howie, it's Audrey here. I'm going to read this because otherwise I will screw it up. But I'm calling to wish you a fabulous birthday with only good things ahead. Hope you have a fabulous year. You've had a tough one, but all that is behind you now. Howie, there's so many things I love about you. Your wonderful stories, your modest, humble demeanor, your commitment to your work and your science, But most of all, I love your commitment to your family and your friends, but mostly your family who adore you. Anyway, this is getting way too serious. Have a great, happy 80th birthday with your family all around you. I love you, dear. Bye, Howie.
Hey, Howard. This is Paul. In the free spirit tradition that is Howard Lipton, I'm sitting at a park with my shirt off, and I just want to tell you that I love you very much, one, and two, that even though your body has always been a little bit broken, I remember your knees being kind of wobbly back in the day, your spirit has always been so strong and free and beautiful, just like my dad's. And I know I speak for my brothers when I tell you that I love you very much, and I hope you have a beautiful birthday, and we wish you well. Bye, Howie.
Hi, Howard. This is Adam. Happy 80th birthday. I wanted to thank you for being such a good friend to our family, and especially to Don, and especially when he was sick. I know that he spoke to you every day during that period, and that was really special for us. Thank you. We love you. Happy birthday.
Uncle Howard. We always called you Uncle Howie because you were like an uncle to us. The one thing I most remember is how you sacrificed your body, especially your knees, to play in the Thanksgiving football games. You were not in great shape some years, but you went out there anyway and braved it, and you could barely walk for the rest of the week, but we really appreciated it because those were some of the best times for the Gildens and the Liptons. Love you, Uncle Howard.
Hey, Howard, wishing you a happy birthday. Also from Garrett, Alyssa, Jonah, Julia, and Clara, Jenna, Itamar, Asher, and Zev. And of course, Tash. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Hal. Have a great birthday and a wonderful year. And P.S., just stay away from icy parking lots. We love you.
Happy birthday, Uncle Harry. We love you so much.
Happy birthday, Uncle Howie. We love you. We love you.
Happy birthday, Uncle Howie. We love you.
Happy birthday, Dad. I'm going to share a quick memory. This is a story that you might not have thought was a big deal, but looking back, it's actually had a pretty profound impact on my life. Freshman year in college, I was wrestling and getting my butt kicked every day in the room. And I was maybe a month away from finishing out the season. And I was going to quit. And I was just going to stop going to practice. And I probably had even missed a week or so of practice. And you said to me, don't quit. If you quit, you have to pay for college. And at the time, I thought that was unbelievable. I was thinking, you put me in a tough spot where I absolutely couldn't say no. I had to finish it out. As much as I hated the idea of finishing out the wrestling season. So I suppose there's no one size fits all for parenting, but at the time you probably sensed what was best, and without a doubt, it was definitely the best decision. And you did what it took to help me get through the season. And I'm so glad I did. Obviously, I finished wrestling at Wisconsin, and it's taught me a lot of lessons, and not just about wrestling, but so many other things in life. So, thank you. Love you, Dad. Happy 80th birthday.
Happy birthday, Grandpa Howie. You're the best grandpa ever, and I think you are going to have a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Howard. We love you so much, and we cannot wait for you to move out here so we can see you more. I just wanted to share a couple stories that I'll always love about you. When I first met you, I remember when I walked in, when I was first dating Bobby, and you started playing The Spurs Are on Their Way to Wembley. And I think that every time I've been there since, you put this song on, even for the boys. So that song always makes me think of you. You've been a really great grandfather to the kids. They love reading with you and you teaching them poetry. And you're just an awesome dad to Bobby and all three of your sons. You really show Bobby what it means to be a great father. You're always there for him, and I really appreciate that. He's a really loving dad, and you've been wonderful to me as a daughter-in-law, and I appreciate you a lot, and your generosity and your love for us doesn't go unnoticed, and I really appreciate it. And we love you very much, and I can't just wait to see you in a few weeks. Happy birthday. Is that better?
Happy 80th birthday, Dad. You are the most wonderful dad. Someone asked me the other day who my hero is, and I gave them the same answer I give everyone, that you are my hero. You've been a tremendous dad and a tremendous husband. You've taught us a great work ethic, watching you work 6 days a week. And I love those times when you came home and you brought us Bazooka bubblegum, or you take us to Braeside and we would play baseball or we'd fly kites. I have so many great memories. Like in 3rd grade for show and tell, you brought in a human brain inside a Tupperware dish. And some girls years later told me that it did them irreparable harm seeing a human brain. But I just thought that was pretty funny. Of course, taking a sabbatical to England in my 4th grade was an incredible experience. It was the most informative experience of my childhood. Learning about a different culture gave me the love of travel. I remember coming back with an accent, and all my friends made fun of me until I lost my accent. I also remember in 6th grade, we had a science contest for whoever could make an ice cube not melt for the longest. So they put the ice cube inside a shoebox, and it was put under heat lamps. Well, I asked you to bring home some dry ice for me, and I put the marbles in dry ice and the marbles inside the shoebox, and I put insulation in there, and I ended up winning the 6th grade science contest, which for me was an incredible confidence boost. I remember in high school that you took great interest in my wrestling career and you wanted me to go all the way. You took me out running during the dead of winter when it was still dark outside, and you rode along with me on your bicycle, and we did this several times. That was great to show your interest, and then also you were at every wrestling match. You've been an amazing dad, an amazing role model for me, and I just love you so much. Happy birthday, and I love you.
Happy birthday, Grandpa.
Happy birthday, Grandpa.
We can't wait to see you soon.
I can't wait to see you soon.
Hopefully you're feeling good and having a special great day, and we love you.
How do we do
love you.
Love you.
Kisses.
Kisses.
Dad, there are so many good memories of you that it would be hard to choose just one. But if I had to pick one that has stayed with me perhaps more than others, it's the bus trip that we took in Israel when I think we were there for Bobby's bar mitzvah. Not only was it a spiritual trip, but it's the only one I recall where there was a fight with people external to the family. And while it is no way a defining moment of my childhood, it is emblematic of how Dad, and I will reference you in the third person for ease of speaking, if that's okay, how you protected the family. And also it shows what happened when Dad gets pissed off and loses his temper. In this case, from what I remember, the bus had mechanical issues and kept breaking down, and this caused or was a contributing factor to people on the bus getting rather loud and obnoxious. One guy who I am pretty certain, thinking back on it, was drinking, was especially inappropriate and doing so over an extended period of time. It got to the point where Dad was either unable or unwilling to sit idly by any longer. So instead of resorting to nonviolent means, which he had always preached to us, and having a calm, cool, constructive conversation with the guy, Dad's Green Beret skills, I am certain, must have kicked in, and he decided that he was going to grab the guy as he was getting on or off the bus in an effort, I would only assume, to get his attention and register Dad's extreme displeasure. Words were then exchanged, and I have a feeling that the words went well beyond the PG rating for the bus trip, the family bus trip that we were on. And threats, some veiled, some unveiled, not so veiled, were made before bus patrons stepped in so that things did not escalate any further. And in the process of grabbing the guy, it turns out that Dad, either intentional or otherwise, ripped his shirt. I think the only one that may have been more surprised than the guy were the members of the family. I, for one, sat there in stunned silence as things unfolded. Fortunately, the very large man that was sitting behind us had a similar dislike for the loud, obnoxious guy. It made it known that he had Dad's back if anything more went down. And I'm sure there were plenty of other fans on the bus of Dad's that day. But that didn't stop the guy from coming back to you at some point later and saying that you and him were going to take a walk. I assume, thinking back on that he wasn't looking for a walking buddy or somebody just to help stretch his legs. Fortunately, Mom was not about to let that happen, and you likely had regained some composure and equanimity by that point. And later that day, we got to the kibbutz or commune or whatever place of harmony and nonviolence we were going to. And the guy came over, and you apologized for losing your temper and offered to pay for his shirt. I'm not sure the guy actually accepted the apology, but I do remember him saying that you probably couldn't afford to pay for it. And while technically not true, from a practical perspective, it's pretty unlikely that I think you would have been able to find the high-end store from which the shirt was no doubt purchased in order to figure out how much it cost to replace it. So now let's fast forward to more present day, and in an effort to try and close the loop on this extremely entertaining tale, I did some investigating and was actually able to track down the guy with whom you had the altercation all those years ago. Unfortunately, he had passed away some time ago, so victory for you, Dad. Apparently, from what they said, he had intervened in a bar fight and was hit over the head with a bottle of beer. Details apparently have been lost to the sands of time, but people did say that it was likely an Israeli beer with which he was hit. Fortunately, we were able to track down his son for comment, and it's not clear whether or not the son was actually on the trip in Israel those years ago. But perhaps to no one's surprise, the son had no comment. In fact, the son would not even tell us his actual name. Strange, but true. So, if I had to sum it up, and if there was one lasting impression from that fateful day in the Promised Land, it may be that it started me down the path of considering the duality of one's religion, or maybe not. Either way, it made me understand that my dad always stood up for what's right, and he never took any shinola. I love you, Dad. Happy birthday.
The first time I met Howard, I asked him, "What do you do for a living?" And he says, "I'm a migrant worker from California, and I pick kumquats." Kumquats? Damn, I didn't even know what that was. but I knew a migrant worker didn't have a whole lot of potential. So later in the evening, when he was standing with a friend, someone came up to me and says, "You know those two guys over there?" He says, "One of them is a great doctor." I said, "Which one's the doctor?" And he pointed to Howard. I said, "Bingo!" And it's been bingo ever since. Happy birthday, Howard. I love you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Grandpa Howard. Happy birthday to you. And 102.